What's up guys, JTails here with another video, and today I want to talk about Sage. And first I'm going to go over her abilities, then I'm going to show you guys some top wall peaks that you can do on all the maps. So let's get right into it, shall we? So the first ability I want to talk about is her Q, and this actually creates a field of crystals, and anybody who walks on this not only makes noise but gets slowed down. See how like my movement speed's reduced, and it's really good for bouncing around corners. Like if someone's here and I know they're there, I can make that entire area just uninhabitable. Right now if they want to leave that corner, they kind of can't really move, right? So that's kind of what this is good for, protecting the bomb and protecting chokes. Her E will heal any ally up to 100 health. So this is super good. As Sage, you don't want to die first. You kind of want to be the last person on your team to die generally, so you can heal your teammates. Because every time you heal someone from, let's say, 10 HP to 100, they basically just got another life, right? Now it's basically a 6v5 if you think about it in terms of value. So Sage is super important. Same thing with her res. Her res will revive one teammate that's dead on the ground. You just left click on them, and I would recommend actually, so if your teammate dies in a corridor or somewhere and the enemy's still there, do not res them. If you res them, they're gonna get shot again immediately because your teammate cannot move after getting resed. So what I recommend is walling off. So like let's say my teammate just got shot down this hallway and there's two enemies down there. You can wall this off first, then go ahead and res them safely so that they can't get picked off, because when they're getting revived, they're frozen for a little, like 4 or 5 seconds. They can't move. They're standing up and they can't move, so they're just gonna get headshotted again and you're gonna just waste a res. So make sure that either you kill the opponents that are watching the area, or you wall it off and res when nobody is able to shoot your teammate. Now the last ability I'm going to go over is her wall. So her wall, if you move your mouse up and down, you can place it further away or closer to you, left and right obviously, and if you press C again, it actually changes it to 90 degrees. If you hold right click and move your mouse left or right, you can rotate this, so you can build the wall in almost any angle that you want. You can stand on top of it and use it as a peak advantage or to gain some high ground, or you can use it to block off corridors. Let's say there's a bomb, a spike here, and I know there's 1, 2, 3 entrances. Well, guess what? I can wall this off. Now there are only 2 entrances, so if my team is short stacked, we can limit the number of entrances that my opponents, are able to come in to disarm the spike. Alright, so let's talk about Split. This map is called Split, and if you're on attack, what you're going to do is stand here on top of this this box, and you're going to want to make sure that you're kind of on the corner of it, and you're going to rotate your wall kind of like diagonally, and just make sure that you are looking at the ground here. So like right here, right? So now when the round starts, you can make your wall and move forward, and this actually lets you peek into heaven. So if anyone's standing up top at the start of the game to try and like peek your teammates and get kills, you can actually pick them off first, and it's really hard for them to even understand what's going on most of the time. So this is a really nice spot if you're trying to get an early advantage and take down heaven, then have your team push A. Now as for planting the bomb, I have 2 favorite spots on this point to plant and wall off. So my first favorite spot is right here. If you notice, if we're standing here, heaven can't see us, and neither can anybody coming from this corridor. It's really out of the way, and if you plant here and wall it off, it becomes really hard for the enemy team to kind of access, right? So we get to wall off the bomb. Not only do they have to deal with me now over here, but after they finish dealing with me and my team, they now have to break this ice wall as well just to access the bomb, and it's a really good stall if you want the spike to detonate before they're able to defuse it. Another favorite spot of mine on point A is not the corner, right? Because if you're in the corner, actually someone who's peeking right there can see you. So I actually really like right here, right? So I kind of face this way and I plant here because Heaven can't see us. Only this corridor is the only thing we have to worry about, and anybody coming from the backside, right? So I kind of get out of vision of Heaven, if you guys can see that, and I plant right here. And then I wall it off. And this is also a really good spot because, first of all, if I'm up top, I don't know where the bomb is. I'm going to be shooting through this pillar. I can't even see the wall unless I'm on the bottom, right? So once again, it's just out of view in most cases. Even if I'm coming from here, I can barely see the wall, right? So I have to really know where the bomb is, know where my opponents are, come over here, deal with them, break the wall, and then start defusing. So it's just a really good spot, in my opinion, to plant and wall off. Now, when you're on defense on split, and if you're anticipating that they're coming to point B due to information, I really enjoy actually building a wall right here, kind of across this, this vent or so, maybe a little bit further back. But if you see where I'm placing it, what this does is it really gives me a good vantage point on B long. And I'm able to pick people off here. Granted, make sure someone's watching mid because you don't want them to sneak up behind you. But if I know I have somebody there or Cypher set up, I have really good advantage here. And most people, when they come in, they look up to Heaven, right? But most people are not looking where I'm standing. So this is a really good spot to try and get 1 or 2 picks to help your team and just to throw people off. Then the next round, you don't have to do it, but they're still going to look up anyway because, they're trying to figure out where you're going to be next. So, yeah, really good spot for a peek as well. On the bind map on point B, if you're on defense, I actually really enjoy putting a wall on this windowsill. It's really, really good for multiple reasons. So what you want to do is set up your wall, hold right click, and just drag it a little bit offset, like kind of like this, and then as you build it, you want to run forward so you don't hit the ceiling, because then your wall will break, right? So notice how I moved along with the wall. If you hit the ceiling, it'll break the block, so it won't actually work. But this allows you to peek out on B long and get some good shots here. You can get some really good picks. People aren't usually expecting this, and not only that, you get to peek hookah as well, get some headshots here, just really put people in a weird situation, and you have cover if you need it as well. You can peek both and help your team out. So this allows you to just peek both B long and hookah at your leisure. So with this wall, you can be a really good asset to your team on B, cover 2 entrances at once, and make sure someone watches back in case they're flanking. That's pretty much it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate that. And please let me know in the comments if you want to see some good wall peeks and wall placements on Haven. I got some really cool tricks for you guys there too. I just want to see that there's more interest in content like this on the channel. Consider subscribing for more Valorant tutorials as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all next time.